Good day folks, Sean here from Air Photography. So today DJI has launched a brand new drone called the DJI Neo, and I think this drone is going to be very appealing to many types of users just due to its capability and ease of use. It can go from an easy to use autonomous drone that can launch from the palm of your hand to a traditional drone that you fly with the controller, right to an FPV drone that you can fly with the DJI goggles, Motion 3 or FPV controller. This is an ultra small and compact drone. It comes in at 135 grams and the styling is very similar to that of the DJI Avata 2. And just for some visual reference here is the Neo and here's the Avata 2. You can see that they are very similar. They both have a ducted design. The Neo has propeller guards that come pre-installed, but they can be easily removed. It comes with a 2-inch 3-blade prop. It's capable of filming in 4K at 30 frames per second, and it features a 1/2-inch sensor. It has 22 gigabytes of built-in storage. It doesn't have a memory card slot. It's rated for 17 minutes of flight time while the prop guards are installed. Without the prop guards, it's rated for 18 minutes of flight time. Now, what makes the DJI Neo really unique and kind of a different category for DJI is the many different ways in which you can utilize it and fly it. In its simplest form, it is a completely autonomous drone that can take off and land in the palm of your hand. It has a simple one-button control. You can cycle through all the different intelligent quick shot modes. You press the launch button, the drone is going to go up, perform the task, and then land back in the palm of your hand once you place it underneath.
Droney, circle, rocket, spotlight, direction track, follow, far, follow, 3, 2, 1.
In that mode, the Neo is super quick to deploy. It literally fits in your pocket. For vloggers, this is going to be a great tool, just so quick and easy to deploy. The self-flying autonomous mode, I think, is going to be a great tool for those who just want to easily capture some footage to share to social media, or for vloggers who want to capture some B-roll to mix into their vlogs. It's just really convenient and it allows you to enjoy the moment without being bogged down with gear. The next way to fly it is connecting it to your smartphone and using the DJI Fly App. In this mode, it's going to connect via Wi-Fi. So you are going to be limited to range, but what that does, it allows you to go in and change all the settings, adjust the parameters of all the quick shots. You can get a visual feed of what the drone sees. There's even a manual mode that will bring up some virtual joysticks so you can get some more traditional footage. It's a very intuitive interface, very simple and easy to use. Even for complete beginners, they'll be able to figure it out very quickly. While using the app, you're able to deploy all the quick shots.
Landing.
The third way you can fly is with the brand new RCN3 controller. Once you have your smartphone mounted, you use the DJI Fly App. You have full access to all the settings. It's going to be very familiar to those who have flown DJI drones in the past. And essentially, you just fly it like any traditional drone. Flying with the RCN3 controller, you're going to have more precise movements using the sticks. Again, you can go in and change all your settings, set your safety settings. So for many people, the RCN3 is going to be a great option. You can get traditional drone flight, but at any time you can switch it back to the autonomous mode and you can go back and forth depending on what the situation calls for. The other way you can fly it is by using the DJI Goggles 3, the FPV Controller 3, or the Motion Controller 3. When using it with this equipment, essentially it becomes just like a mini Avata. You get that nice immersive flight. It has a level 4 wind rating, so you will have to be careful on extremely windy days. But I actually have flown it on some pretty breezy days and it's performed quite well. In sport mode, it can reach speeds of up to 8 meters per second. If you put it into manual mode, you can get up to 16 meters per second. Just like the Avata, this has normal mode, sport mode, and you can configure the controller to put it into manual mode if you want to have a completely manual flight, if that's something you prefer to do. It's extremely quiet. It comes in at 79 decibels, so it's not going to be obtrusive to other people also enjoying the space in which you're flying. When flying in FPV mode, you have the option of using rock steady to have stabilized footage. You can also enable horizon steady if you don't want the horizon moving at all. But you also have the option of turning the stabilization completely off if you prefer to use something like gyro flow. Now, when you're using the Motion 3, the DJI Neo is capable of that Easy Acro feature that we've seen introduced with the Avata 2. Easy Acro allows even beginners to do complex aerial maneuvers. You can do things such as rolls, flips, and 180-degree drifts. It also supports head tracking, so if you have it connected to the Goggles 3, you can enable head tracking. So as you can see, the Neo is a very versatile drone. It can go from being an autonomous drone taking off from the palm of your hand to a more traditional drone flight with the DJI Fly App, and even FPV style flights. Now on top of that, the Neo actually has some really interesting features. First of all, it supports voice commands. Now at the time of filming this video, that's not available yet. That should be available upon launch. Once it is available, I'm going to make a full video demonstrating that. It also has a really nice feature allowing you to capture audio with your smartphone when connected to the Neo. There's a switch right on the screen that allows you to toggle on voice capture. The DJI Fly app will automatically remove the drone noise. And when you transfer the content over to your mobile device, the audio will be automatically synced to the video. You can utilize the microphones built right into your device. However, additionally, you can connect something like the DJI Mic 2, and that's going to ensure even better audio. So that feature is going to be great for people who are going to be using the Neo for vlogging and creating social media if you want to have audio in your clips.
So one really nice new feature of the DJI Neo is the ability to capture audio. And you can capture via the DJI Mic 2 connected to your phone, or you can use the built-in microphones of the phone itself. The DJI Fly app will get rid of most of the drone noise, so you shouldn't be able to hear it. And when you transfer the footage over to your phone, the Fly app will synchronize both the audio and video. And it works with all the different quick shots. So if you want to do some commentary, or perhaps you're creating vlogs. Right now I'm using the spotlight, so the drone will follow me around no matter which way I go. So it's a great way to film vlogs and get different types of B-roll shots for social media.
Now, when you're using it in its autonomous mode and you're just taking off and landing in the palm of your hand, you can easily cycle through the quick shots.
Droney. Circle. Rocket. Spotlight. Direction track.
That last one there I have set to direction track, but in the DJI Fly app, you can customize it to other different modes. And that tracking is actually really powerful. It does a really good job. And it's just a simple way to get some interesting footage while walking, riding a bike, maybe doing some running. And although it doesn't have any obstacle avoidance, it does a really good job tracking where you have walked. So for example, if you're walking in and around obstacles through a forest, the drone is basically going to take the path that you take. So if you're avoiding the obstacles, the drone will avoid those obstacles as well. Now, of course, you do have to be careful. Now, the Neo has an extremely durable build, and because of its lightweight and the prop guards, even if you happen to run into an obstacle like a tree branch or something similar, chances are the Neo will just bounce off and keep on going. But if it does happen to fall to the ground, again because of its durable build, most likely it'll be just fine. I've tested the tracking quite a bit. I've gone through some pretty thick areas with a lot of obstacles, and it's pretty impressive how good it actually does. The footage looks phenomenal. And again, with the autonomous mode and the palm takeoff and landing, it's just such a simple way to get it up, grab the footage you want, put it back in your pocket, and away you go. I think a lot of people are going to really appreciate the simplicity. And I think at the end of the day, you're going to find you're going to be capturing more of your adventures because it's so easy to deploy. Sometimes putting up a full-size drone with a controller is a little inconvenient, especially if you're on a bike or something. But with this, it's just so easy that you'll probably find you're going to be getting a lot more interesting footage that you can share to your social media. The DJI Neo supports quick transfer, so you can easily transfer footage over to your mobile devices. And you can also plug it directly into your mobile device or computer where you can manually transfer over all the content. And the nice thing is you don't have to have the Neo powered on to do that. In fact, you don't even need to have a battery in it. Now you do have an option of purchasing a Fly More combo that does come with some extra batteries and a charging hub. Now what's really interesting about this charging hub, it's the first charging hub from DJI for a drone that supports simultaneous charging. So as long as you're using a 45 watt charger or higher, all three batteries will charge at the exact same time compared to the past where it would only do one battery at a time. If you're using a 30 watt charger, it'll only do two at a time. So that's actually a nice feature as well. That will get you back up and flying a lot quicker. Of course, if you get the single unit itself, you can just plug it in to the USB-C on the back there, and that'll charge the battery while installed in the drone. And just like the Avata, we have a one-axis gimbal. The rest of the footage is stabilized with electronic image stabilization.
So yeah, that is the DJI Neo. What a fun little drone. I think this drone is going to be appealing to many different types of creators and hobbyists. Not only is it super easy to deploy, no controller needed. You can just hit a button and capture the footage you want to capture. Or if you want, you can fly it with a traditional controller, get a traditional drone flight. And on top of that, you can fly it FPV style with the Goggles 3, the Motion 3, and the FPV Controller 3. You may end up finding you're using it quite a bit just for the fact that it is so easy to deploy. Situations where you normally wouldn't fly a drone and capture footage just because it's too inconvenient. You don't want to bring a big bulky drone with you, a controller. If you're riding a bike or just out doing some hiking, this is a great way to capture the moment and not be bogged down with gear. Something so simple like this just allows you to enjoy the moment but yet still capture those memories. Now, if this is a drone you're interested in, make sure you're subscribed, as I will be covering it fully over the coming weeks and months. I have many videos planned about it. Well, folks, thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.